What is up, Speedy Squad? So, we're back today with another video, and this one has been quite the long-awaited video. I mentioned I was going to do this video like months ago, and then I just ended up never getting around to it. But, back today with the Q&A. I think the last one I did was probably in February of last year, but uh, it was either last year or this year, but anyway, we got 24 questions, so I'm just going to try to get right into this. So, the theme of this Q&A was music, so it's all going to be music-related questions here, so, yeah. So, the first question, along with many of the questions, come from Tara. She asks, what made you decide to start the band? So, when I was a kid, back when I met my best friend, Chris, you guys have seen him on the channel a few times. A lot of the times when we make videos together, they're usually music related. So, but back when I met him, he had like 2 or 3 guitars, he had a couple amps, he had a drum set all in his room, and we would jam out all the time. And then at some point, I just started to realize that this was more than just like a hobby, I guess, of sorts. It was something that we really wanted to do, and I think it was the Christmas of 2014 I got my first guitar, and when I started jamming along on that thing, it just kind of, I guess I just knew right there that that's where I knew I wanted to be a guitarist, or at least a musician. And I got a microphone as well, and we would try to jam out every now and again on our guitars and just see if we could come up with stuff. So I guess that's kind of where it started from, was just growing up around music. So yeah. Next question was, what brought you guys together? Also by Tara. It's actually kind of an odd story. When Chris and I met, we actually didn't like each other at all. It was back in about 2005. We hated each other, but there was one day where, after a lot of, I guess you could say, unnecessary fighting, went over to his house and we apologized to each other, and just he asked me if I wanted to play some games, and well, that's pretty much where it started. As for the music though, I guess that just kind of happened. I noticed he had a drum set, and I would just bang around on the drums. That was pretty much it. So, Tara also asks, why did you choose the guitar over everything else? So, the guitar was actually not my first choice. I wanted to get a drum set at first, and I felt like the drums were just more fun, I guess, to me than the guitar. But at the same time, I never really played around on the guitar as much as I did the drums, so maybe that was just the influence. I knew the drums better than the guitar, so I just wanted to do the drums more. But the guitar was the first instrument that I actually got. So everything that I had played up to that point, I got from, or well, I played over at Chris's house. So basically, yeah, it's just because it was the first instrument I got. I got the microphone as well, like I said, and I got another guitar later on, and another guitar. And, well, this one right here is my current guitar. You guys have seen this in a few videos, like the Emotion music video. But if you guys haven't checked it out, make sure to go check out that music video. Just past 400 views. So the next question, Tara asks, will I ever get a mention? Now when I got this question, I had no idea exactly what she meant, and months later, I still have no idea. But you have been mentioned a few times in this video, so I hope that helps. Or, well, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Anyway, so her next question is, are you gonna do the Tara Talks, Brendan Banters, and Lexi Laughs stuff? So, you guys probably have no idea what that even means or what she's referencing, but that was kind of a thing that was like a little joke that we did on the server. But, which, by the way, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, make sure to join the Discord server. But anyway, it could be a thing. I don't really know. Maybe. Rather if it's on the Discord server or if it's on YouTube, like we start doing segments or something. That's really up to if they want to do that. Have people on streams and do segments or something. I'd be down for it. I guess it just depends if everyone else is taking it as seriously as I guess I would intend, but I don't know. We'll see where that goes. So anyway, the next question is from Wesley. Have you ever tried playing drums? And if so, how good are you? So, like I had mentioned before, I have played drums a few times, but I've never really played it enough to actually get like any skill in or anything. There was only one other time that did not happen at Chris's house where I played drums. Back when I was with one of my girlfriends back in, I think it was 2014, we went to this music store. She had a lesson for something. I don't even remember what it was anymore. I think it was like an acoustic guitar or something, or was it a banjo or something? I don't know. My memory isn't that great right now, but she went there for a lesson on something, and while she was there, I went into this little room, and I brought my own drumsticks actually, and I was curious if I could play on any of the drums that they had set out, and they said that there was a drum set in the room. You can go play in there if you brought your own sticks. So I went in there and I played around for a little while. The only thing is I put on headphones, I think, and I could not hear the drums that I was playing on. So if it sounded good or if it sounded terrible, I really don't know. But that's just that, I guess. So, but to answer your question, yes, I have played drums before on a few occasions. So the next question comes from Brendan. Have you ever attempted to play any Metallica songs? So if you guys have seen the stream that I did last year, it was a jam stream. I did in fact play some Metallica riffs on there. I played Fight Fire with Fire. I played All Nightmare Long. I attempted to play the solo of Spit Out the Bone. I think I played a bit of Sad But True in there as well. There's a few different songs I played on there. You guys can go check that out as well. Um, but as well as that, I've also tried playing Metallica songs many, many times off camera. So yeah, maybe if I get to do another jam stream soon, I'll jam some more Metallica on stream. So the next question comes from Canada, not the country. What inspired you to do music? Um, I think when I started originally doing music, it wasn't so much that I felt inspired. It was just more of, I guess, like a side project or a hobby that I was working on the side of YouTube. But I think it was mostly around 2016. I started listening to Let Out Your Emotion a lot. It was actually made in 2014 and it didn't get released until 2016, I think, or 2017 maybe. And when I put that song out, I started thinking maybe I could try and make my own thing here. And I guess basically that song inspired me to make more. But what really inspired me to make music was when I started really getting into bands like Korn and Slipknot and Metallica. I kept listening to all their new songs and I just felt like that was something that I wanted to do. Is like I want to be able to have that kind of connection. I want to be able to write one of those songs that uh, people listen to and they think that song was like written about them or something, like one of those songs that people can just really really relate to. I've always been in that position. I've listened to a lot of songs and be like, geez, that's like, it feels like this song was written about my life. And I know a lot of people feel that way about certain songs, and I want to be that kind of person that writes those songs for people. So I don't know, it was stuff like that, like seeing how bands change people's lives, that kind of inspired me to start pushing to do that myself. I don't expect to go out here and make records and be as big as bands like Metallica or Rammstein or, you know, bands like that, but I want to be able to go out there and make people's lives better, be able to put something out there that people can actually relate to, you know? So I guess it was stuff like that that made me really inspired to do music, as well as just listening to really epic songs. Um, so continuing on, got a few questions from Jessica. When did you first start making music? The first song I made was actually just called Untitled. It was a jam that I later just titled The Jam. I figured it would be a song where we just basically jam out, just play riffs and maybe some solos and no vocals or anything like that, just a pure instrumental. And we put that out in 2017 along with a few other demos. So, yeah, 2017. What was the first instrument you've mastered? I'll have to get back to you on that one. I do play the guitar a lot, but I would not say that I have mastered it yet. There are some songs that I've gotten good at playing, but I don't think there's any song that I could truly say I've mastered yet, so maybe in time, but not right now. But maybe from the future, Jacob, the answer will be guitar. So the next question is also from Jessica. Um, and from Lexi as well. I guess they both asked this question. If you go on tour, where would you first stop be? Probably the U.S. just because I expect to still be living here for a while. And if that's the case, like I'm pretty sure most bands usually start touring in the country or the regions that they live in at the time. So it'll probably be like a North American tour, or just like a U.S. tour, or maybe just a local tour. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be here in Arizona, or maybe it'll be a few places around the country. But we'll see. It depends on how things go. So the next question is from Lexi. Have you ever thought of adding a female or a different voice to the group? This one's kind of funny because I actually talked to Lexi later on after she asked us about possibly having her as the lead vocalist. So, shout out to Lexi. I have thought about it. We had that conversation a couple times, I'm pretty sure, and I have actually considered just being the vocalist myself, but I have a lot of vocal troubles, and I think when it comes to how my voice goes, I have a lot of bad voice days as opposed to good voice days. So, I mean, maybe I'll remain as the vocalist, but I wouldn't mind having a female vocalist too. So, if anyone knows one, could have some tryouts or auditions, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so next question, also from Lexi. What's the oddest attempt of music you've ever made? Honestly, I don't know. I have tried writing a few acoustic songs on an electric guitar though, so maybe that counts. It kind of sounds like an acoustic guitar if it's not plugged in, so I mean, it is what it is. So the next question, also from Lexi, how long does one song take to make? It definitely depends on the skill level. I don't think it can get any more simpler than that. It just depends on how well you are at playing the instruments and how well everyone is compatible to each other. So, but as it took to make the songs that we have right now, I actually don't even know how long it took to write Emotion, but for the most part, what I do is I'll just play off a random riff that I thought of in the moment, and I go from there, and later on, I'll go back to the song and try to see what I can change about it or what I can improve on, and I guess I just go from there, and it just takes how long it takes. It's definitely going to take a lot longer without having a full band though, so I don't know. I guess it just varies on how many people are working on this song. Next question, also from Lexi. I think it's the last one of hers. Yep. Hardest part of making a song. I think right now it's probably just thinking of new riffs. One of the issues that I have with writing songs is I typically come up with something when I don't have my guitar. And that's proven to be a real issue because a lot of the time when I get to my guitar, I can no longer remember the riff that I thought of in my head. So there are definitely a lot of things that slip away, but um, yeah, I think right now that's probably just the hardest part because we don't have all of the band slots filled right now. So anyway, the next question: what are your future plans? Well, I can't really give away too much, but the new record I'm hoping will come out either next year or 2021. Now, I don't want to make any promises, but there have been a lot of songs that have been in the works, and they've been in the works for a while. So I'm hoping by some point, hopefully soon, we'll get those songs finished. We'll get them in the studio and master and perfect them, and then get the record out and hopefully go on a tour. Or at least just play some gigs, you know? Gotta start somewhere. So, Tara's got a few more questions here. So, who would you say is the boss out of all the band members? Probably me, just because I'm the one that does a lot of the work and I do all of the like the promotions. I upload all the videos. As of pretty much every song that isn't Emotion, I've pretty much come up with all the material. So um, I'd probably say that I'm the one that's in charge of the band. So yeah. The next question. My face is really itchy right now. Next question is planning to sign on with a record company at some point. So here's the thing about that. I've heard that record companies at this point are actually really shite. All the good ones don't want to sign you unless you're already really big when you present your material to them. And, well, that's obviously not the case. Unless you get like a big following on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or, you know, whatever social media. You don't really have a place to get big and well known really quickly before you can get signed by a major record company. But I don't know, maybe at some point, but I think right now we're just gonna remain as free agents unless something like that we cannot pass up comes up. So that might change in the future though. So yeah, we'll see. So next question is, what's one defining characteristic to each band member? Oi. Um, Honestly, I don't even know. um, I don't know if it really matters if it's a good one or a bad one, but yeah, I don't even know, honestly. I don't know where to start with that one. Um, I guess one for me is that I always push to try to get the songs to their best. Only went with Emotion to like make that one as like the main track, I guess. I tried pushing that one so much and trying to see what we can improve on it. You know, try to add some drums in it, try to add some vocals in it, get all this stuff, but in the end, it basically just remained the same track that it was 5 years ago. So the music video does sound a little different. Like the track used in there is a little, I guess, changed up. Most notably the intro piece to it, but I edited the sound a little bit so it's not as much as a destruction to your ears. But as a Chris, he's always the one that really gets into the music when he gets started. He may not always look like it right away, but when time goes on and he starts jamming out and playing a little bit, he'll start getting really into it. And that's one thing that he's always got, is he's always feeling like he's just ready to go. But he's got to get amped up first. So I guess it's a little bit good and bad there. It takes a little time for him to get started. So next question is, what would you say about the band? What do you aim to bring? Goals, messages? The main thing I think about this band, I guess really it's more from me because I haven't really pushed out the message a lot until recently, but the main message is just metal forever. People say metal is dying, but there's plenty of things that have happened this year that have proven otherwise. Like Rammstein's music video hitting like 70, probably even now 80 million views in just this year, and it was uploaded this year. And Slipknot, Unsainted, that video has over 50 million views, and it was just uploaded in August. So what does that tell you? Metal is not dead. But yeah, that's basically just the I guess the mission statement is metal forever. Never let metal die. The metal community is a family. You all got to stick together. We got to keep metal alive, and just can't let it die. This is our genre. This is our music. This is what keeps us together. We got to keep moving. Got to keep pushing it forward. Never let us die. So, next question, and the last one from Tara is, when you blow up in the future, what would be your one ideal that you want your fans to carry in their heart after listening to your music? So, I guess that basically ties into the other question, is just basically we want the mission statement to be metal forever. And also, I guess, being one of those bands that is just always there for their fans. Metallica, they always give back. I guess I aim to be a band like that in terms of giving back to the community for giving to us. Try to give back more to the community than we put in, you know? Just build up the community, build up the metal scene, and make sure that metal is not presented to the world as, you know, a satanic genre or the devil's favorite music, or, you know, everyone who listens to metal is automatically going to hell or is a bad person or does this and that. We need to make sure that the metal community as a whole can project the image that the people who listen to heavy metal or thrash metal or death metal or all this, we're not bad people. We just like heavy music. Maybe it's something that you probably shouldn't play in or around a church or at a funeral or something. But just because we like heavy and crazy music does not by the slightest mean that we're bad people. So maybe that's a big message we'd like to carry on and let people who listen to our music, let them know that that is something that we want to push for. Is just not having the metal community seem like a bunch of bad people. When you actually enter the community, the people in the metal community are definitely a lot better and nicer than you would have thought had you not talked to any of them at all. So I think that's really a big point to this video too. Is you can see I'm not a crazy person. I'm not freaking going nuts over here and telling people to fuck off and stuff just because, whatever reason. So yeah, hopefully that stereotype disappears with time. The fact that, or well, the fact that people think that we're all bad just because of the music we listen to is honestly just, it's stupid. But people believe what they want to believe. Anyway, carrying on to the next question. The rest of the questions are all from Hearn. How did you get into this type of music? Honestly, I'm not sure if it was exactly by choice. At first, anyway. Growing up, my dad often listened to a bunch of rock and metal bands, and he would always pump up the music really loud. And I guess just because over time I kept hearing that type of music a lot, it just kind of became the thing that I was used to. And then I started listening to these bands on my own time, and I started to grow to really like bands like Korn, you know. And from there, it just kind of went on. And it was like when I started to get, or when I got my first guitar, is that was pretty much all I knew was just rock and metal, and it was really something that gave me energy, made me feel like I wasn't alone in the world because some of the lyrics in these songs. And I don't know. I guess I felt like that was where I belonged, was just the metal scene. So yeah. Next question: do you think making music, metal music, is fun? Definitely. If I didn't think it was fun, I probably wouldn't do it. I pick up my guitar sometimes and I'll mess up on a note or just completely freaking screw up on something and just sit there and laugh about it. I honestly don't think that there's really a reason to do something that you don't have fun doing. If someone forces you to do something that you don't like, I mean, sometimes you don't always have a choice, but sometimes you do, and sometimes you just gotta say, fuck it, if I don't like it, why am I doing it? So, I've been playing around on the guitar for a while now, and I've definitely liked all of the, I guess, memories from playing the guitar and playing the drums and singing on the microphone. And well, yeah. So the last question is, if you never tried to do metal, would you still be into music? If so, then what would it be? So, it's hard to say honestly, because I think metal music was a huge influence into wanting to even make music in the first place. I didn't really start getting into playing as much as I did in recent years until I started to really get into metal. I started to hear bands like Metallica. Metallica was basically where things changed for me. It was back in, I think, 2011 or 2012. I started listening to Metallica. I listened to the song One all the time, and to this day, it's my all-time favorite song. So from there, I guess that was just the point where I knew that I started to really like singing. In 2013, I started to take that to a new level. And pretty much ever since 2014, I've been singing like almost every single day, and somehow my voice is not blown out by now. I did damage my voice though in 2014, and made it really hard to sing for the next few years afterwards. But I think as of now, my voice probably sounds the best it ever has, which is again crazy because I haven't stopped singing in like 5 years now. So, um, but I did like other genres of music before metal. I'm just not sure that they would have had the same influence as metal did. But I guess you never know. So, anyway, uh, this video was honestly a lot longer than I thought it would be. 35 minutes as of this second, so man. But anyway, yeah, so that's all the questions. I had a few more, but I don't know if I just didn't save the rest of the questions. Like I deleted the notepad document before I saved them or something, or if the save just broke or something. I don't know, but I don't remember any of the other questions. So if you guys had some other questions that you asked me and they weren't answered in this video, I apologize for that. But if there are any questions that you still want to know, I will be doing a future Q&A, I'm sure, and many more afterwards. So don't give up on those questions if I didn't get to them. But yeah, so the plugs of the day. If you guys haven't seen the music video, go check that video out. It's at 406 views, I think, right now, which is freaking epic. What else we got here? Instagram. Follow my Instagram. Follow my Twitter. Join the Discord server. I'll probably have to put a new link on that. And if you guys want to donate to the music scene, help me get some new gear. I'm trying to get a new guitar and a new amp right now. PayPal's in the description or somewhere in the links. I think that's about it. So yeah, if you guys like this video and you want future Q&As, hopefully that are not almost 40 minutes long, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to join the metal community. We are pushed past Jacob Speedy now, but Jacob Speedy will always be around. I think that's about it. I'm just kind of running on here, so thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.